Hello, I'm Dima, and this is yet another live coding practice. It's for me. I'm creating and recording this video for the sake of my own practice in recording such videos, in just writing some code and commenting on that. So I'm not expecting that you will have any value from this video, but if you will be able to extract any value, I'll be happy. If not, then it's okay, because again, it's not for the sake of teach you something, it's for the sake of me having enough practice, because English is not my native language, and I want to become, and also camera presence is not my native skill, and I feel very insecure in front of the camera. So the goal here for me is to become more confident in front of the camera, and also become more skilled in thinking on the go. Can you say this? And creating ad-lib videos and explaining some topics just off the cuff. So I am gonna start a timer for 30 minutes, because these types of practices, it's on my daily non-negotiable, on the list of my daily non-negotiables. So, and it's for 30 minutes. Why am I explaining all that? Okay, now let's see what we have. In the previous live coding, I was experimenting with trying to explain various data types, and specifically we were going through the features and the differences that PHP provides for double quoted strings and for single quoted strings. So we have discussed that. PHP has two more ways to define a string, and they are called, if I remember correctly, here doc and now doc. And these ones are not that widely used and frequently used. So here doc and now doc, honestly, I haven't used them a lot during my career, because I didn't need to. Sometimes I used them for, okay, this is the question for me, whether I used present perfect simple or past simple. So if you know which one is right, please leave a comment, and I will appreciate that. You will help me to improve my English so that I can deliver more value for you in more professional way. Okay. I didn't use them because, sometimes I used them for quick debugging, for a quick definition of, for putting a lengthy JSON into, lengthy content into my scripts, which you probably as a beginner aren't supposed to know what a JSON is and so on. So let me just, I won't cover these, because these two are the concepts that I would say they are rarely used and easily Googled. And these ones, the topics that are rarely used and easily Googled, I won't include in my script, because there are more important topics to teach and cover, and the time is limited and resources. So you create strings this way. So we have discussed 3 data types, and there are 4 more maybe even more, but as of if my memory doesn't cheat on me, it or failed me, there are 7 main data types, and these ones are scalar data types. They are simple ones. Okay, so data type number 4 is Boolean, which is am I hungry? I'm hungry. I am hungry. False. So this variable, which is just an empty container, is called, I named it I am hungry. And I can be either hungry or with booleans. Then I put this false into this false value inside the variable. So I'm hungry, false. This means no, I'm not hungry. So I can be either hungry or not hungry here in this case. So the false value means no, I'm not hungry. True, I'm hungry. So the Boolean data type has, and this is the Boolean data type. So this is a value of the Boolean data type. And there are only 2. So it's Boolean, short for bool. The short version of the data type name is bool. And it has only 2 values, which are true, or kind of like yes, and false, which is no. Well, you know what's true and what's false, so it's not that these are some cryptic symbols or cryptic words. You know what's true and what's false. So this Boolean data type has 2 values, and it's used most frequently, and the main area or the main cases where it's used with some decisions, when we're making some decisions in the code, whether we want to do this or that. So if I'm hungry, for example, we want, okay, and we want to show that, oh, I'm hungry. And if I'm not hungry, we want to show something that I am not hungry. Please come back later. Please come back later. And this is a very important data type, as so do like strings and integers. Floats, you use a bit, you use noticeably less, you use less frequent than these, but Booleans, oh my, this is one of the pillars. Like this is very widely used data type, and you'll see a bit later where, why, and with what. So this is Boolean. The next data type is, okay, I am thirsty. Probably thirsty, right? Okay, so it's not thirsty, it's with I, thirsty. Okay, so I'm thirsty. And the next data type number 4 is null. Or null. Let's see. Uglish. Null. Let's see how.
And have sold as many as 100 copies is the null set.
Null.
And so
null.
As well as, publish those null results.
Null. So it's null. So the data type number 5 is null. And what's interesting about it, it consists only of 1 value, and it is null. And I haven't actually tried to describe what a null is, and I don't know how to describe it. Let me think of possible descriptions. So when a variable has this value of null, it means that there is nothing there. So this value means like nothing. What's inside of this variable? Nothing. It's an empty variable. But it exists, and it's an empty variable. Probably it is a good way of thinking about null. So it represents nothingness. So it's just an empty thing, like in the space. There is nothing. There is vacuum present, and we can put something, we can add there, but this represents nothing. So there is null in the variable, but still this variable exists, and inside it contains nothing. It contains nothing, and this is a synonym to null. In practice, we are using this data type in practice. So, obviously we're using it because if it exists, then it's probably used for something. Well, sometimes you want to reset a value, or sometimes you don't have a value, but you want to have a variable that you can use later use for the later use. So assigning it null or setting it with null. So I can, for example, say full name. Now it's null. So we created this variable, we assigned it this string, or we stored the string inside of this variable, and we used it for some goals, purposes. Well, here not, let's suppose that we used it. Then we want to we want to erase the current value of this variable, and we put null in it. This is one of the ways to do this. Okay, so it's data type number 5. Data type number 6 is arrays. So let's say we have name list, and we can assign an array there, and we can put it's like a stack or a folder with multiple pages. So an array is like, we can have name number 1, full name number 2 here, and we separate values in this array, separate list pages kind of with commas. So this name list has 2 names in it, and we can address or use these names separately. So for example, the this name number 1 is stored. We can echo it. We can use the name of the variable, name list. It's an array, and then with these square brackets, we put the square brackets. This means that we want to refer to some elements in this array. So the first element, full name, starts actually at 0. So we put 0 here, and it starts at 0. It's like because PHP developers respected the way it was in C, and it's in older languages, programming languages, and the index, this number of the first element was 0, because if you think, because of the memory management, because of the way arrays were represented in memory, and in memory we start at position like 0. I don't have a quick and simple and articulate explanation right now for that, and probably when I get to arrays I will think of something, but this is like from what I know, this seems to be the case, that we start from 0 because of the memory management. So it's like 0 position at memory. And if I refresh the page, so the site can be reached, so we need to manager, we need to start the Apache web server. Let's see, start, and it's now starting, and after it starts, I will refresh the page. Okay, it's running. Let's refresh the page. Great. So nothing has changed. Peter Parker as the first element, or like the element with index 0, so 0 position, and name list. And the second name here, we refer it's at the position of like 1. And now if I refresh the page, there you go. It's 0. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next data type is resource. So to quickly show you that, there are several ways to do this, and well, let's use current file. Let's use the fopen function, and I will put the current file there, and we'll open it in read mode. So right now nothing changes here, and let's close at the end, current file, just to build the right habits. And if I var dump the current file variable, remember this shows us not only the value that is inside the current file, but also its data type, which is important to often to see. So right now it's resource 3. This is an ID of this resource, and it's type stream. If we had, for example, current file number 2, and let me close that too. So, and we var dumped it, it would have a different resource ID, which is a little different. So it's of type resource stream. Great. So this is data type number, okay, this is data type number 6. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's resource, and what it means is that this resource data type, we use it to then work with so-called resources. For example, when we work with files, we can use a special function to get like this little pointer to the file, and then somehow interact with its content without putting or loading the contents of the whole file into memory. So we're having a resource. We have an opened, like kind of like it's an opened door, where you like just have an open door and you can easily have access to the contents of the room. But the door is opened, but we could use it, we could not use it, so but it's opened. And this is what a resource is. It's like a connection. So it's an opened door to some space, to some room, and we can have access to the contents of this room with different functions, with different tools in PHP. And we can open this this metaphorical door to file. We can open this door to some website, so I can connect from my website to, for example, https google.com, and we can have a connection to google.com, and so this door is opened not only to a file but also to a remote website. Or we can open this door and keep it open for some time to a database connection, or to some other ways of or means of types of data storage, maybe. Okay, and this is resource. And the last data type that is crucial to learn, this is a very, 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 very important data type. It is on the top list of what you have to just internalize, understand, build great foundation and great skills with, is an object. So, and an object in PHP is it's kind of like an object in real life, but it's like a toolbox with instruments and also resources for this toolbox. So, okay, let me give you an example. So, an object in PHP can be thought of. Think of a fridge, like a refrigerator in your home, like at your home. It's one refrigerator can be what it is. It's a container that cools down and keeps cool, or even freezes some groceries. So like apples, or maybe fish, or maybe meat. And this freezer has the tools, has this capability to freeze some groceries that you put inside this fridge. So in PHP, an object is this. So this fridge has tools to freeze objects, so to freeze groceries, and also the actual groceries. So it's kind of like the actual freezing or cooling a fridge. You can think of a fridge like it has cooling tools that cool down its content. And what else it has? The actual content, or groceries, like apples, fish, eggs, etc. And so this fridge is an object that combines the tools and the actual data, the actual content. So in PHP, we can create an outline for a fridge. So not the actual fridge, but kind of like what, when constructed, our fridge is going to look like. So, and its class, let's say fridge. And so we say, okay, this is how our fridge probably will look like. So we say that it has public function. Let's think of it as we are defining a tool. So a tool, the thing that will cool down whatever we put inside. So public function, this is the way of in PHP to say this is a tool. We're defining a tool, and this is a tool. This is who will be able to use this tool. So either any person or maybe only some club members. So public function, and let's say that cool keep content cool. I'm not sure. This is I need to think through this this class. So what can you do? We keep contents cool, or it has only public function put groceries in the fridge. And actually cool down private. We don't like it, just like cool down groceries. And so what we are able to do is put groceries in the fridge, and let's say it's grocery. And we have what we have, also private, because it's inside of the groceries. And it's going to be an array, so we'll have many different groceries inside the fridge. And okay, so groceries, put groceries in the fridge. And what we do is this refers to the actual fridge. So we're saying, okay, inside of me, we want to work with groceries, and we want to add one new item at the end of this groceries array. So when I do this, you'll see, so when somebody says, when we open the fridge, put groceries in the fridge, here is the grocery, what then this tool does, it adds to the list of groceries. And so the grocery is stored, and then this public method, so also let's invoke the cool down groceries. So cool down groceries, and what it does, it's just, well, let's say it receives this grocery and it var dumps and says the following grocery. And notice that I've used the single quote the strings. The following grocery was cooled, has been cooled down to 3 degrees Celsius. And we can pass in multiple arguments to this var dump and say, okay, show this and comma and also this. Okay, so this here and let's also add public function show all the groceries. And what it does, it just var dumps, it shows this groceries. So what we have here is kind of like, okay, this is a class of fridge. This is how we would like our fridge to be. So it's not the fridge. It just kind of think of it as a description of the fridge. So it's kind of like when you see a good or you see an item at online store. For example, when you see an iPad Pro, like a new iPad Pro. So here's a description. So this iPad Pro has this, and that. So, but it's not an iPad. You don't have a physical actual iPad. It's just a description of an iPad. So it has these specs and these specs. So this is kind of like a description of a fridge that we would like to have, but there is no fridge yet. And to create the actual fridge, we can create an actual fridge. So let's say it's fridge 1. And we create a fridge. We tell PHP to create a fridge from this description. So we say, okay, take this, create please from this description. We say new. I like the word new. So new fridge. And well, PHP takes this description and creates the actual fridge. So now we have an empty fridge. So a fridge with groceries, with no groceries, and with some functionality. So we can say, we can put groceries in the fridge, we can show all the groceries. Let me show you how to do this. So let's add an apple to our fridge. So to add an apple, so okay, we have our fridge variable. To use its functionality, we put this dash and then arrow. So dash and arrow. And we just state the name. So we say the name, put groceries in the fridge. So we write here, put groceries in the fridge. And let's say we will pass names. So let's an apple, one apple. And then I'll do nothing. Let's not comment out. So I've created the fridge 1. I created the actual fridge, stored it inside the variable 1. And then what we do, we say, okay, now let's use our fridge, our brand new fridge. We want to put groceries in the fridge. Here's an apple. And we put an apple. And remember, when we say put groceries in the fridge, when we actually call this instrument, we save this apple to the groceries, and also we call down groceries. So we show this. And so if I refresh the page, what's happening is this. Okay, and this is it for today.